My hat! Time for some speed runs with my drag car. So it does have the VXL system, but I decided to go with the stock transmission. I do have another video so you can see the modifications that I did to that transmission. It's very, very, very simple modifications. I'll post the link below. But here it is running a 23 tooth pinion with a 76 spur. So for all of these runs, I'm going to be using a 76 spur, and we're looking at 60 kilometers per hour, which is about 37.3 miles per hour. Now I decided to go with the stock transmission because the Proline, I was limited to the pinion gear. So the Proline Pro Series 32P, that transmission has a 56 spur, but the largest pinion I could use was a 19 tooth, and it just was not working out. The top speed was just over 41 miles per hour. So with the stock transmission, I'm getting very close to it with a 23 tooth gear. Now I am going to go up, so I will be using a 25, 30, and 35, and I will show you all the results. Here we go, 59 kilometers per hour. That's about 36.7. Now the car is very manageable. The slipper clutch, I drove the nut all the way in, and then I backed it out 1 turn and a quarter. So 1 1/4 turns. That's what the slipper is working on. Now, if you were actually here, you would hear some of the slipper clutch in action in the beginning. It's very controllable with something like this. Now, with the 25 pinion, the slipper works a little more, so it's going to slip a little more on takeoff. See, it's not putting the car up on the wheelie. It's not going to until I tighten it a little more. Later on, I'm going to have to tighten it, just because it'll slip way too much, and I actually cut that portion out of the video. But here we go, 62 kilometers per hour, which is about 38.5 miles per hour. So I'm just doing these tests so you can get an idea of what you would be running. Now this car, compared to the Drag Slash, they have the same chassis. It's the LCG, and they both have the black chassis. A long time ago, Traxxas actually sold the I forgot the model. I think it was the Raptor model with LCG. They had an LCG model that you could buy, and it was built out of the box and had the black chassis instead of the blue one. That's what this one was built on. 64 kilometers per hour on this one, which is almost 40 miles per hour. It's 37.8. So here I'm getting very close to matching that Proline transmission at its limit. And I have plenty of room for larger pinions. And if I manage that speed, that just over 41 with the other setup, I should be able to manage with this. It's the same car, same weight, just different transmission, different pinions. But I'm testing them out just so you can see what the different pinions will do. Then you can select which one you want. Here, 64, so that's the same speed again, 37.8 miles per hour. Now this is a 30 tooth pinion. So here I went up pinion, 5-hole teeth on this one. I did have to tighten the slipper clutch, so the slipper clutch only has half a turn out. And the reason why is when I first ran it, the slipper was slipping far too much. If you have seen some of my other videos, the pads that I recommend, there goes the gypsy. The pads that I recommend are either the carbon fiber or the aluminum slipper clutch pads, which are longer. Those are by, I forget who makes them, Hot Racing, I believe. But those are the pads to get. But here we go, 67 kilometers per hour, which is about 41.6. So I have matched the Proline with this 76 spur and 30 tooth pinion. Now, I do not remember what the internal ratios are, the difference in the internals in the two transmissions with the tooth count. I do have a video where I take them both apart and compare them. but just the spur to pinion ratio, the Proline with that 56 and 19, that was a ratio of 2.95. This one here, the spur and pinion, that's a ratio of 2.53. So the speed is matched. Well, this is 71, so 71 is actually 44.1. So the speed is not matched. This one's actually faster with this ratio, which I guess makes sense because it's lower, 2.53. But you can get very good speed with the stock gears, and they will hold up quite well on 2S. Keep in mind that I've only been running 2S. Now, there's nothing wrong with the Proline transmission. It all depends on your application. I like it on my short course for bashing. That's on the slash. The gears are very robust. But these 48 pitch on the stock one are good enough for drag racing. And what I like about them is you can fine tune because you're going to have more options. Keep in mind that if you go up and down a tooth because of the difference in the spur, you're going to be able to fine tune a lot better with a 48 pitch. Now this is 70 kilometers per hour. 70 kilometers per hour is about 43.5 miles per hour. So I am definitely surpassing the Proline setup that I used to have on the same exact car. Suspension, everything else is the same. Now, this is a 35 tooth pinion gear, so I've gone with 35. Now, 35 is the largest pinion I have on hand, which is why this will be the last one. But 76 kilometers per hour, that is 47.2, much faster than my original setup. Now, A-Main had claimed that the drag slash, the one that is built, has a top speed of 48 miles per hour. I'm not sure if they were rounding up to 48 miles per hour or if it was precisely 48 miles per hour. The other thing I'm not sure about their claim, because I did refer to their claim in a different video, is if that was 48 miles per hour top speed or 48 miles per hour at 135 feet. And the reason why that's important is because this car here with that 35, I apologize, tooth pinion can do a lot more than 48 if I just ran it a longer distance. It can actually hit this speed right here, 48, with the other pinion if I give it enough runway. But the point of a drag car isn't top speed at whenever you want. However long, it's top speed at 135. So I think this setup may actually beat that other one. 74, it's really my takeoffs that are horrible. I'm going to practice on them and you will see. So here's going to be another take, but we're still on the 35. So that is something important to keep in mind, and that means that keep in mind that the drag slash in this car, I'm running the VXL system, so it is the same system. The chassis is the same, as this is the black LCG chassis that came in a previously released slash, like I mentioned. So it's very, very similar. The weight difference, I don't remember what the weight difference is. I believe this one may be a little lighter. So I'm beginning to think that those claims by A-Main, that 45 miles per hour with the optional gearing, is top speed beyond 135. Let's see, so this run here was 76 kilometers per hour, which is 47.2. So I'm able to hit that 76, I'm going to say easily. Now I do several other passes, but I just keep some of these here. It would be a lot easier for me to keep a straight line if I were directly in front or directly behind the vehicle, but I'm not. Here we go, 77. So 77 is 47.8, so that's that 48 miles, close to it. Let me know what you think. Please comment below. Subscribe if you have not. I'll catch you in the next one. Be good.
Oh, my hand!